Oh. Okay. What's up, guys? It's Megan. It's that time of the week again where we get to review the latest issue of The Walking Dead comics. Today we're reviewing issue number 156. I had to double check. Queen and King with the little Negan and Alpha action going on here. I did film a reaction / review video for this. I'll put in my reaction in just a second to the special moment that we all witnessed in this comic. However, I did kind of do like a half-hearted review after reading it, and I just did not enjoy the video at all. So I'm doing a separate video. I will show you my reaction. Okay, spoiler alert. I guess I should tell you guys, spoiler alert, although I don't know why you're watching a Walking Dead review comic for issue number 156 if you haven't read it yet. So make sure you read it before you watch the video. So, oh my gosh, kind of guessed from the cover way back when they first previewed this cover. I kind of guessed that this is not like a romantic hug, that he was gonna like, you know, shank her or something. Come to find out, this is not even in the comic at all. A lot of times they do that. A lot of times the picture on the front does not actually occur in the comics. It's just kind of like a foreshadowing thing or a metaphor or whatever. But Negan sensed a weakness in Alpha, and she is a friggin' idiot because she cried in front of the new guy who is very strong, and like, I mean, come on dude. You're really gonna cry in front of this guy who used to be a leader of another group? I mean, he told you that, and he's telling you like he doesn't have any feelings, he doesn't feel anything anymore, and you're crying. Well, he sees the moment and he slits her throat. I was definitely expecting him to kill her at some point or stab her or something, so it was definitely expected. But like I said, for some reason I had it in my head that this image was actually gonna happen in the comics. So when I saw that she didn't have her mask on or anything, I was like, oh, maybe it's not gonna happen. And then boom, we have a slit throat. Yeah, I was a little bit shocked at that moment, just because she was at her like most vulnerable moment, and he just like was like, I see who you really are, you're a faker, and slit. I loved the last page. The last page, you guys have seen it. I'm not gonna post the picture here because I don't want a copyright thing, especially showing like the ultimate, like what happens in this. But he chops off her head, and he's holding her head and smiling, and he's like, wait until Rick gets a look at you. So, some other things that happened in this issue, we got to see, what am I trying to say? We got to see Negan inserting himself into the Whisperers group, and we got to kind of see like the day-to-day activities of how someone is like initiated into the group, or how you bring someone in. I actually liked getting that insight into the Whisperers and kind of what their day-to-day activities are like, just because we really don't know a lot about them besides what we've seen from Alpha, Lydia, and Beta. I mean, we really haven't seen a lot. So I thought that was really interesting. Basically, it was pretty obvious that Negan didn't really fit in there. He's very loud and obnoxious, and they are Whisperers. But Alpha takes a liking to him, and you know, he's always been a smooth talker, and he's always been able to say what he wants you to hear. You know what I mean? Like, he's always been able to say the right words, and he's a manipulator. He's a master manipulator, and that's exactly what he did with Alpha here. And he kind of, you know, there was something about him that she liked, and she became vulnerable in front of him, and ultimately that was the wrong thing to do. Now we also have we have Aaron, who was stabbed by Beta. He's like almost dead. He makes it back. Now I read 155 right before this, so let me just make sure that I'm actually still talking about 156. Does he make it back in this issue? I'm pretty sure. No, I'm crazy. That was in issue 155. Okay, well, because I didn't get to talk about issue 155 at all, I never did a review for that one. I put off until reading it until just yesterday, and then I finally read it, but now I'm getting all the things confused. We do have Aaron, whose life is hanging in the balance here. Michonne rushed him up to the hilltop to see Dr. Carson. He is not even breathing by the time he gets back there. So we still don't know if he lives or dies. That was really upsetting for me when he got stabbed ultimately in issue 154. I really like Aaron. We don't see a lot of him as much in the comics, but from what I have seen, I always have enjoyed his character. So I was really worried that he was gonna die. Unfortunately, we still don't know in issue 156 if he lives or dies, which is upsetting. I'm really hoping that he lives. But back to issue 156. It was all about Negan, Beta, and Alpha. Now, the biggest question is, what is going to happen? What was Negan thinking here? Because he purposely seeked out the Whisperers, and he wanted to become a part of this group. He wanted to get in this. I kind of think he was just very curious to see what this group was all about, because he heard a lot about him from Rick, obviously, before he escaped. So he knows that Alpha killed a bunch of the people, right? If I remember correctly, he did tell Negan that Alpha killed a bunch of the people, right? And not to cross the territory line. I'd have to go back to read it to be 100% positive. But as Dwight said in the end of issue 155, crossing the treaty line, whatever, was an act of war. So now we have Alpha dead, Beta's still alive. Beta hates Negan. He's going to definitely come after Negan as soon as he finds out that Alpha is dead. Now, what are Negan's motives here? And that's what I'm trying to figure out, because, you know, we kind of thought he was going to go try and join the Whisperers or something and bring them, you know, start the war against Rick's group to get revenge towards Rick, you know, anything to like piss Rick off, sort of thing. That's kind of where I thought this was going. But he took out Alpha because she was obviously very weak, and she's, you know, putting on a show. Like he says, she's fake, she's faking it. Without Beta, without other strong members, you know, she would not be the Alpha. So he takes her out, and now I'm rambling. I'm terrible at these reviews, you guys, because my mind is all over the place, and I just read it and my brain is working here. So what is Negan's plan? He does say he's holding Alpha's head, and he says Rick is going to, what does he say? He says, wait until Rick gets a look at you. So obviously, and he told her right before he killed her that he doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to be a part of the Whisperers group. That's what I get from it. That his ultimate motive was to get close to Alpha in order to kill her. And I believe now that that was the whole reason that he came to the Whisperers, was to take Alpha out. Now, is he gonna bring it back to Rick and be like, here's a peace offering, let's fight them together, or what? I have no clue. I mean, is it possible that Rick and Negan could join forces together against Beta and the Whisperers? I mean, is that actually a thing that could happen? I feel like it is. I feel like if you had told me this, like suggested this theory to me a year ago, months ago even, I would have been like, hell no, there is no way Rick would ever join forces with Negan. But man, I'm thinking like it's a possibility here. But then again, maybe I'm being a little too ambitious. I mean, after all, Negan has done some pretty horrible things to Rick's group and, you know, all of the members here. So, you know, is there a redeeming factor here? Can he redeem himself in Rick's eyes by bringing Alpha's head? Or is he gonna join up with Beta, which doesn't seem likely at all, and fight Rick's group? I mean, what is happening here? All I know is we just started a war. So this is like All Out War Part 3. I loved this issue. I love it when it's exciting like this. And really, I mean, it was just Negan, and I really like Negan's personality here. I thought it was really funny how Negan suggests that he would, kill a field of babies, or stomp a field of babies, or turn someone's brain into gravy. I mean, all these things that he's probably done before, but he's, you know, he's very much against rape. And I thought that it was very interesting how he, and we knew this about him. I mean, we knew he has morals. I mean, there are things that he won't do, and rape is one of them. So to see him, you know, stand up against Whisperers, and he really realizes like, wow, this group was like fucked up. To stand up against them, I liked seeing that side of him. And just when you think, you know, he's being like sympathetic to Alpha, and then he goes and takes her out. Just goes to show you can never trust Negan, ever. And I kind of wonder, like, so this is what he did with Alpha. He made himself seem like, you know, a helpful guy, good guy, like, I'm great, I could join your group, and he joins the group and he takes out Alpha. What if he then brings Alpha's head back to Rick and is like, look what I did for you, let me help you, we can fight them together, there's a war starting, and he gets close enough to Rick where he's able to actually kill Rick, or kill Andrea, or, you know, really hurt Rick, because Rick kept him prisoner for a very long time, you know, and I don't think that he is going to just let that go easily. You know, Negan's not a good guy here. He's never gonna be a good guy. So what are his motives for bringing Alpha's head back to Rick? Is he trying to get close enough to Rick to make Rick have like confidence in him and potentially even trust him to be like, you know, walking around together, so that he has the opportunity to then exact his revenge on Rick and take Rick out when Rick least expects it? I don't know, that's just kind of my theory here. I mean, there's definitely a reason behind him doing all of this, and that kind of seems like the most likely, because he's been trying to build trust with Rick for a long time, you know, all the conversations in the jail cell and staying in the cell even though it was open that one time, you know, because he was trying to be like, hey, look, I could have escaped, but you can trust me now. And I really feel like he's gonna bring the head back, just come walking back and be like, look at what I did for you, let me help you. And I'm worried that Rick is gonna listen to him. Andrea even says to Rick in the last issue, I think it was in issue 155, he's like, she says, you're sounding a lot like Negan. And, you know, he doesn't deny it. He got the advice for the propaganda and everything from Negan. So, what is gonna happen? Okay. I'm gonna end this right now before it gets too long. It's already getting long. You guys have to let me know what you think about issue number 156, Queen and King of the Walking Dead comics, in the comments section. Also, feel free to ask any Q&As for upcoming videos. You can ask me Q&As for The Walking Dead, the TV show, Fear the Walking Dead, which is gonna be coming back in a month, I think. The Walking Dead comics, or what else? Game of Thrones, I guess. We are going to get the San Diego Comic-Con trailer for The Walking Dead season 7 in, like, what was it? I think I saw something where it was like, it's like next weekend, right? They're releasing it. I'm so excited, you guys. I am freaking out over the season 7 premiere. I'm actually trying not to think about it. I'm not reading any articles about the episode 1. I'm just like, I'm trying not to think about it, but it's all I can think about, right? I'm sure you guys are with me there. Because I honestly, like, I don't want to know who dies. It's gonna be really scary, but I am excited to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I am so excited for his character, man. He is one sexy man, and I am so excited to see him play Negan. I feel very conflicted at the moment because I want to hate him, but I love him at the same time. And I think it's so cool that we're about to see Negan really come to life on television in this season 7 premiere, and we are getting so much Negan in the comics too. Like, I just think it's coinciding so perfectly. Okay, I'm rambling. I'm gonna be done now. Leave whatever predictions you want, questions and answers in the comments, and I will see you guys next time. I hope you have a great day. I love you guys. See you next time.